Hello and welcome to another session in the Kingdom of Agick. This is going to be session 36. We're playing some 5e D&D, and tonight we have three fantastic players with us. We have Michelle playing Kyra, Reed as Farron, and Brett as Boslan. We're going to jump right back in. We'll do a quick recap and set the stage very quickly here, and jump right into the game. So y'all are currently in the mines underneath the temple that you found to house the cult of Black Earth. You have uncovered some information about this cult that worships some kind of a prince of some kind, or lord, or something like this, some great power known as Ogremach. And after essentially clearing out the Sacred Stone Monastery, you delved deeper down under the monastery into this temple, this abandoned dwarven temple. And you kind of came in through the back door. You've wiped out quite a few minions, as far as you can tell. You did encounter the apparent leader of this cult, which calls themselves Marlos Ernrail, the prophet of Earth, and it's, as far as you can tell, seems to be a Medusa. He sort of fled, you think he went down another flight of stairs that goes deeper even still. You heard some screams, freed some prisoners, and then we're doing some further exploring, still hearing the sounds of intermittent hammering as if on an anvil, which still rings out on occasion, although it seems to have paused momentarily after the thunderclap and loud explosion of a shatter and a thunder wave being cast in the vicinity. That plinking and clinking has kind of, for the moment at least, has paused. Farron very skillfully had convinced an Etin that he had encountered when he went off by himself that that he was a spirit guide or protector or some sort, and convinced the Etin to go fight the cult, which it started heading out to do that very thing. And as soon as it got in the face of one of these stone melders, which are these sort of somewhere between a priest and a sorcerer looking characters, wearing this kind of like stone mantle, almost like splint mail made out of stone. You witnessed one of them actually meld into a stone wall to try to escape from you all. It kind of sort of in a commanding tone backed the Etin down for a moment. And essentially what has happened, to try to make it a little bit more clear, the two heads of this Etin seem to be at odds with itself at the moment. The one more simple-minded of the two seems to be fully in the throes of wanting to aid its follow the guidance of its spirit protector, while the quicker to temper, the shorter tempered of the two sort of got pissed off and confused and lashed out at Boslan in sort of just in a fit of rage. And at this moment, sort of at the end of the last round of combat that you guys were in, it's essentially starting to have an argument with itself, to the tune of like, one saying, "We have to do what the great Farron says," and the other one saying, "No, we're just gonna crush them all." And they're essentially they seem to be undecided as to what exact course of action they're gonna take at this moment. From what little you know of Ettins, this seem, and from the message that Farron saw on the door to the chamber that they were taking in, you get the sense that they don't always get along, and this probably causes them strife from time to time. So even though Baslan kind of got wailed on at the moment, this Ettin now seems to be distracted by itself, functionally. We are still essentially in combat, though. I'm going to start a little combat music because that Stone Melder seems to still be on a rampage or something like that. Unfortunately, Colin's not with us, so we're going to NPC Colin for the night, or for Kalen for the night. I think probably what he'll do, unless you all see something better for him to do, is I think he'll use a bonus action to Healing Word himself, and then take 2 slices at the bats since they're still standing right next to him with his swords. Does that seem like the most logical choice to everyone?
Works for me.
Yeah.
By the way, is anyone else hearing Greg go Tron every once in a while?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go like, it actually sounds pretty cool, but like totally pixelated, like voice synthesizer from like the 80s.
I actually didn't hear it at all because I reconnected.
Oh.
I can try that.
Shucks. Well, okay.
Just a few times. It was brief. It didn't really interrupt stuff. It was.
I didn't hear it at all.
Curious.
Because at first I didn't hear anything, and then I reconnected.
All right.
And he didn't sound like Tron to me.
Okay. Well, if I continue to sound like a robot, let me know, or if you miss anything I say, just let me know, and we'll make sure to clear things up. So I'm gonna have Kalen. I'm gonna have Kalen do just that. He's gonna quickly cast Healing Word on himself as a bonus action, and then he will take a couple attacks. And now, do one of you want to take care of him, or should I just do it?
I can barely take care of myself.
No, thank you.
Right on. All right, so he's going to use Healing Word. I think he'll use a 2nd level Healing Word to give himself a little bit of a boost. He's currently got 3 first, 3 second, 2 third, and 1 fourth available. So this will take him down to 2 second. Let's see. So he'll still be pretty balanced in what's available to him. So he is going to, let's see, he will recuperate. A whole huge 5 hit points. Is that right? 2 plus. Huh. That doesn't seem right. He should be. Did he roll 2 D1s?
Yeah, it's D4 plus his level, so.
But it should be 2 D4 plus his level. What the heck just happened?
You did it at 2nd level.
Plus 3. That didn't roll 2 dice. So I'm just gonna roll 1 more D4 and add it to that. Yeah, that was supposed to be a 2nd level, and it just looks like it only rolled 1 D4 for some stupid reason. So, alright, so he's going to get 7 points back. That helps a little bit. And then let me fix his hit points. So he goes up by 7. And then he's going to take a couple swipes at this bat swarm that's in his face. Technically, the bat swarm is on top of him, but just to make it a little easier to see, I moved it off to the side. So we're gonna go 2 attacks with his longsword. First attack is a 24, definitely hits. Second attack is a 13, which might also hit. Let me check real quick. Yes, both attacks hit, and with some slicing and dicing, he actually manages to Let's see. Wait, do they have resistance? Oh, I have to check something. They might have resistance to that a little bit. So let me just check very quickly. I don't recall if they have resistance. Oh, where the hell is it? Soul of Bats. There we go. They. Damage resistant bludgeoning piercing. Okay, so they have resistance to that. He is not using magical weapons yet. But even if he was, actually, it just says slashing, piercing, bludgeoning. So that was slashing. So out of 15, so they're going to take 7 points of damage. You see, Kyra, you see lots of the bats go down. There's still a handful of them floating around him. So it hasn't completely been decimated, but it looks like it's the cloud that was around him is nearly gone. There's just a small handful that still seem to be pestering him, and that's it for him. All right, so Boslan, this Etten was just in your face, kind of thwomped on you, but now has sort of turned away from you, almost as if you're not a threat, and is currently arguing with itself.
Well, I'm really tempted to slash him in the nuts because I'm pissed at him. But I think that will probably backfire on me, though it will reduce the chance of future generations of Ettins.
Right.
I'm going to go after, what's this guy, the Stone Melder or something?
Yeah, they're called, as far as you can tell, they're called Stone Melders. At least above table, they are called Stone Melders, so. Looks like a sorcerer or a priest or something.
Okay, so I'm going to move towards him and just start attacking. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, if I can use the diagonals.
Yeah. I'm going to say, probably with your experience in combat, you would probably want to stay just in case, so that Etten doesn't take an opportunity attack on you. You'd probably want to stay like within his range, just to be on the safe side. Or do you want to take the chance that he does? I'm asking. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't really understand the way these rules. Well, I understand why they work or how they work, just not why they work. But okay, I'll do what makes sense. You know, if he seems distracted, I'm probably just going to move. You know, skirt around the guy and go straight for the Stone Melder.
You think that if you do that, you're safe either way. If he's too distracted to make the attack, he won't. If he's not, then he still won't, because you're still sort of in his threat range. And
yeah, we'll say I'm staying behind him and inside his reach in case I need to
perfect
strikes.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to take 2 strikes with my short sword.
Yes, sir.
Standard actions. That would probably hit AC 26. And that was a freaking tank. So. Hello.
Sorry, I muted myself by accident. So what I was saying is that your first stab goes right under all the plates of stone and or the strips of stone or whatever it is, and like gets him right in the gut. Looks like it's a pretty painful wound to his stomach. But you pull back and try to take a second stab, but this one sort of like chips off the armor and doesn't quite penetrate.
Yeah, that was feeble. I'm also going to use my bonus action to take a second wind because I'm sort of thrashed on.
All right.
Okay, so that takes me from what should be 41 up to 54. If I've been updating my other sheet properly. Nope, 31. I just got hit a second time.
Looking back, I think you've already used the second wind in this fight. You haven't used, if I remember right, you haven't used your what's it called? The bonus attacks. Oh, my brain just went blank. What's it called? Action surge. Yeah, you haven't used the action surge, but you did already use your second wind.
Okay, can I use a bonus action then to drink a potion, or is that a full action?
Yeah. So if you're drinking a potion, I'm cool with making that as a bonus. But if you want to administer it to someone else, like pour it down someone's throat, that's definitely gonna take full actions. We'll do it sort of in the way that Critical Role does. I think that makes sense.
I need to like work on some healing here, so
Sure.
I will drink, I think, my potion of greater healing.
Fantastic.
Seeing as I seem to be in the middle of everything with like no allies in sight except a really questionable Etten.
Yeah.
I've got half an Etten as my ally.
You probably heard Farron whisper to Kyra, so you know he's in the area. But wait, did Farron use message, or did he actually whisper to her?
No, I whispered.
Okay,
In
yes.
Elvish. We talked in Elvish.
So you probably heard him, even though you didn't understand him. You heard his voice, so you probably know he's nearby, but he's still invisible, so you're not exactly sure where.
Yeah, I just know my last party had 2 nice clerics who always kept them well healed. Anyway.
All right, so
This seems to be entirely too sneaky a group. Okay, so you just get a same 13 hit points.
It's perfect. That works. All right, so that's bonus action movement and attacks. So that's it for Boslan. The swarm of bats are. I think they're gonna just continue. Well, they got pretty hurt. How intelligent are they? Not at all. So they're very instinctual. But every animal wants to survive, so I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna roll a d20. I'm gonna say on a 5 or lower, they want to keep attacking, and anything else, they're gonna try to flee. Yeah. So the swarm of bats decides the few of them that are left sort of scatter after that whirlwind of blades, and decides, this guy is he blasted us with magic, and now he's slicing and cutting us to shreds, so they're going to try to flee, which actually gives Kalen an opportunity attack. So he will gladly take that slice. See if he can't destroy them. And he does! Even though his damage was pathetic, he sort of sees them starting to move away, and kind of does this flurry of like maybe 2 quick swings around his head and just takes down the last couple bats. So they are no more a threat. Awesome. All right, that's their turn. So we're down to Farron. So you saw Boslan move around defensively, and you probably heard him more than saw him make his attacks at the Stone Melder, and you can see that this Etten is definitely just standing there arguing with itself. It looks like it's probably not going to do anything this turn.
I'll probably just double down and try and get it to help. I'll say to it. Of course, my child, of course they want you to have doubts. Once they have killed my guardians, then they will destroy you. Quickly, there isn't much time.
Awesome. So let me have persuasion with advantage, since it's already at least partly convinced that you're giving it good guidance.
Oh my goodness, this thing is so slow.
Oh yeah, 23, fantastic. So I don't think it's going to resist that. I don't think it can resist that, even if it wants to. Or even if it tried. So all right, so it's you see the more hot-tempered of the two. Ooh, excuse me. You see the more hot-tempered of the two heads. It still seems pretty pissed off, but apparently, you watch as it just slowly turns its head over towards the stone melder, and you think you've convinced it to turn its ire towards the other guy. Now, hopefully, that's not towards Boslan because they happen to be in the same line. But the other one, the more simple-minded of the two heads, is sort of like grinning and like, like raising its eyebrows and nodding, like, yeah, we should do it. So
I'm gonna do that so I can...
you gonna move a little bit there?
Yeah, I'll just move up so I can see.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
Cool. All right. So Kyra, you watched that, you saw Kalen sort of handle things with those bats. So he seems to be okay at the moment.
I'm just going to go to here. I think that's all I can run to.
2, 3, 4.
Do I even have like partial visual on the stone melder? Even like a fourth or something? Because all I need to do is just see like.
Give me a perception check. Give me a perception check. Let's see.
No, I can, so that's why I'm asking. Plus, you know what? I'll just do this instead. It was worse than my roll, but I'm going to take the one on the computer. 15.
Okay, 15.
Yeah,
you sort of catch it. So between the positioning of Bossalon, the sounds of the combat, and maybe a glimpse or two of like just an arm or maybe the cuff of a robe or some hem of a robe or something, you can intuit and tell where he is.
Okay, then I'm gonna produce flame at him.
All right.
Does a 26 hit?
26 does. So you sort of like whip it around the corner, and with a 26, even with him having like cover, you still manage to catch him.
Okay, and then
It sort of like hugs the wall perfectly and just whips right over Boslan's shoulder and catches him in the face.
right, and then look at Basilon. Seems like he's bleeding a little bit, so I'm going to hold on. Let me just make sure I have that spell slot left. Yeah, I got plenty. Okay, I'm just gonna throw a healing word over.
All right. Spectacular. Yeah, he's well within range, so. All right, super. Boslan, you bump up another 7 hit points. You hear the soothing voice of Kyra calling out.
You know what? I can't. I just realized that I can't do that produce flame. I don't think.
Because. Oh, that's 2 first level. Oh no, that's cantrip.
No. It's because I have to be in 30. So I just realized that. So take off that 17.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
I was
that
thinking
a
it was
solid hit,
60.
too.
It's not. I just was like, wait a minute. I don't think produce flame is 60.
Nuts.
Okay, so can I do something else then since I botched that?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't catch
No,
that.
I just realized that I'm too far.
Yeah, so we'll just you were planning to do that, but then realized, oh, you can't quite reach him, so you quickly do the healing word, and then.
All right, so I think this is far enough. Yeah, this one's 60. So I'm gonna.
What's he like, 50 or 45 or something?
Yeah, he's 50 away.
Yeah.
Can you see?
He had me roll
Yeah, it's good enough.
to see him, and I only just need like a little bit since it's a spell. So
You can probably see Bossalon viciously striking at something.
Right. That's why I had her roll the perception check to kind of put 2 and 2 together. And
By the way, thanks for the healing word. Is this like something like nice and soothing, or is it more like walk it off, dick?
Yeah, the latter.
Suck it up,
Magically reinforced. Walk it off.
She's not
We'll see
really
what-
a healer type, so she's like, you got this.
She's like, you'll be fine. Yeah, right. You got
Yeah.
this. That's it.
Back of his mind, voice from Kyra says, "My grandmother's taken worse hits than you. Suck it up."
All right, so instead,
He's 900.
do
That too.
that one. Does a 17 hit?
Okay, so 17. Oh, 17 would normally hit, but because I was giving him 3/4 cover, I'm gonna say that misses.
Okay.
Because he is sort of behind, not only Baslan and sort of around that corner, so couldn't quite get that.
Okay, no problem.
The somehow the Stone Melder came out of initiative. I'm gonna.
That's wrong. That's a saving throw, not an attack.
Oh, it is? Oh, I don't know why.
Is it? Oh crap!
Let's make a
Well
con
then,
save.
thank you for catching that. I
No,
appreciate
no,
that.
I'm using the computer,
Wait,
so
con
whatever it
Wait,
does is like what it does, because it's stupid.
Oh, so he fails. So it does work. Excellent.
Alright, well, he has disadvantage now
And he takes 9 points of cold damage, which
on his next roll.
he
Yeah.
is not resistant to cold, so he takes that damage. Boslan, you see these like crystals of frost sort of form around his head and shoulders, like on his face and nose, and
Yeah.
like he gives a shudder as the pain kind of racks him with this wave of cold. I'm gonna re-roll his initiative because somehow it dropped out of it, and I can't find what it was. So
I'm just so trying to remember the Schwarzenegger line and
it's fine.
Running Man against Sub-Zero.
I don't recall.
Chill out, baby.
Something like that.
Cheer.
All right. So did you want to? So you moved bonus and action. All right. So Kyra's turn is up, and it's now the Ettin's. So the Ettin is sort of coming out of its stupor. I'm not gonna give it an action this turn. It is gonna move around Bossalon, and appears to be getting in the face of the Stone Melder. Like it's sort of menacing the Stone Melder, almost like trying to figure out what like whose side it's on or something. You get the sense he's about to make it pulp. The Stone Melder in its turn, I'm putting him at the bottom of the initiative here now. So he's going to crap.
Remember, he has disadvantage if he's on his next attack.
Yeah, I lost his damn. Okay, so his thing is not coming up for me. I gotta do
All
it
right, it worked this time, I think.
What's he gonna do?
Okay, so
Oh,
all
you
right.
fixed it? Right, nice.
Yeah, I just had to.
Oh, and it's
fiddle
the
with
same
it.
damage. That's funny.
Yeah.
So he's going to. What's he gonna try to do?
No, it's less damage. It's okay.
I think this one's kind of a fanatic. I think he's gonna just go down fighting. So he is going to. He's going to cast. He's already got that on. That didn't seem to do anything. He's gonna blast another shatter. And since the Ettin is in its face, he has determined that it seems to be a threat. So she's gonna do. Let me pull this out so I have it. So he's gonna position a shatter, essentially right behind Boslan and the Ettin. What do we Brugnorb or whatever, and see how that comes out. He does not have any idea that Farron's anywhere near, so it's probably not going to be a threat to Farron at all. It's only a 10-foot radius, so he basically plops it like right here, So Farron, you see it and hear it, but it just blasts out of the floor. So like some of the stone on the floor essentially just like explodes in this small blast, and again that crack of thunder or something like this that you hear. So
Yeah.
I need Boslan and the Etten to make Constitution saving throws.
I'm still under the effect of walk it off.
Wow, dude! Another nat 20 for your so 26 for your con save. You easily shrug that off. You see that it's about to cast something, and having yourself in that defensive position sort of to protect yourself from the Etten just in case. I notice when this is my silly accent. I notice I say Etten a lot and don't like hit the T, Etten. So I'm kind of laughing at myself.
I keep wanting to say Ethan, but that's definitely not it.
Right. So you had positioned yourself sort of defensively at its back. So you had your shield arm like in that position anyway. So you kind of catch this guy throwing his magic, and right as it explodes, you sort of duck your head right behind your shield and deflect most of the stones and pebbles with the shield. So you're only going to take half damage. He did do this at a 3rd level, so it is going to be it's going to be an extra D8, so 3. It's going to be a total of 48 for damage. 3, 4, D8. So you're gonna take. Ouch! Okay, you take 10. The Etten takes the full 20 because it failed its roll. But as far as you can tell, and as far as you know, giants tend to be sacks of hit points. So the Etten barely seems to be phased by that. More enraged even further than it was, more so than injured horribly. So that's gonna be. He doesn't want to move.
Sorry, you did what?
Okay, so the stone melder in front of you just cast shatter spell. What you've come to know as a shatter spell because you've heard Kaelin use it, and you've probably seen it in combat before. So
Okay. Yeah, I keep seeing frostbite.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
just
sorry.
trying to fix the
trying
spell.
to fix my so I apologize.
No worries. I knew what you were doing. So I didn't have, for some reason, the sheet for this guy got messed up, so
Okay.
I'm doing it more manually. So
So
that's what he does.
Shatter is sort of like an inertial assault or something, just like an energy wave, or
There's
is it
an
like the ground beneath me erupts, or
Yeah, so essentially they pick a point, and there's like an explosion from a wall or from a statue or the ground or whatever it is, and it's a 10-foot radius. So it was like he basically positioned it just behind you and the Etten, not quite close enough to Farron to do anything to Farron, other than maybe some powder in the face that's totally harmless, and the sound of this explosion. So it's like this crack and just like little splinters of stone come flying out you and nick you and cut you, but you got the shield mostly in the way. The Etten took most of it on its backside, so it's not too
Got it.
happy. And that is the end of the stone melter. So now it's back to Kaelin. Kaelin, having defeated the swarm of bats, is now going to push around the corner here. It's going to take all of his movement to get to there. I think looking down the hallway and seeing where everyone is, I think he's just going to double move. So that's going to be another 5, 10, we'll say 15, 20, 25. So he'll just double move down to there. I'll probably say something like, "Get behind me, my dear," or something goofy like that. Where's Farron? That's and that'll be it for Kaelin. Oh no, that's not it. He's going to call out to Bossalon. He says, "Come on, old chap, show us what you've got." And he's going to give you bardic inspiration, because why not? So,
Well, sounds friendlier than Kyra.
for sure. So basically, you can now roll a D10. It should be a D8. D8. I think it's bardic inspiration D8. I'll double check. So you can roll a D8, and I believe his bardic inspiration is he's got combat. Let me look something up real quick.
I can look up Bardic Inspiration.
He's a Valor Bard, so he should be giving you the ability to add damage as well. I just don't know if he has that yet because of his levels. Yeah, combat inspiration. So he third level he gets combat inspiration. So yes. So you have
D8 or 10. I think.
So he's level 6, not
D8.
5. So it's a D.
Third level, yeah.
D8, yeah. D8. D10 is at 10th level.
So I can either add it to the AC or to the damage.
You can do any D20 roll, essentially, or you can add it to your AC or damage. Yes, that is correct. So that's the beauty of the Valor Bard. So there you go. So you have that, and I'm gonna let's give you a little token so we can, or icon rather, so we remember it. Inspiration is gonna be this little.
I thought it was the swords.
Oh, that's right.
Swords is
The
good.
swords, yeah. The cross swords. This one here, yeah. That
Yeah.
works. That works. All right, so you have inspiration. That's bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So that's it for Kalen. So that was action, movement, and bonus action. So Bossalon, it's now your turn.
Or killing.
And apparently, you have an Etten fighting at your side for the moment.
Well, I'm going to keep fighting the guy I know is attacking me.
Yes.
So let's do another couple short swords. So first strike. That wasn't very good. Hold on. I'm not going to roll my d8. I'm just going to let that one miss.
All right.
And I'll add the bardic damage to that strike.
Good idea.
So that's a d8 you said?
Correct.
Nice.
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
19 damage total.
Yeah, fantastic. And he takes all of it. So you again you sort of pierce him. This time this time you go a little bit higher and you kind of slice right through the top of his like right across his shoulder blade, like right on the right on the where the neck and the shoulder meet. Just slices right through there. You see a gout of blood squirt out, and he curses at you.
He's still up?
It is, yeah. He's still standing.
I think I'm going to use my action surge. 'Cause I want to drop this guy because he keeps thrashing on me.
Right. All right,
Okay.
super.
So we figure that was one more action, and I get 2 attacks per action. So
Hmm.
that is
And a bonus
another
if
hit.
you want. All right.
Probably another miss.
So
maybe. Man, I'm
the
rolling crap.
first one hits, the second one misses. Now remember, you can move around to give yourself advantage if you're flanking. So just keep that in
Okay.
mind.
So I mean, I could like move over here, but can I get behind him, or I walk into the wall?
Yeah, you probably in this case you probably couldn't just because where that trough is. So that makes sense.
Okay,
We'll say
I'll
that.
just stay slightly clear of the Etten, just in case.
Fantastic. All right, so you stab him one more time. This time you kind of you went through the midsection. You stabbed him up over his shoulder blade. He's sort of protecting his torso and upper body a little bit. And you know what? I just realized I forgot something. I gotta double check real quick. This time you sort of stab down low and stick him right in the thigh. But he has stone skin up. I gotta check something because he might be.
I think almost all of my hits have been either bad misses or really solid. I don't know what Stone Skin does in this edition.
I think
By the
Stone
way,
Skin
take
is
off
make
my-
sure to see
He has
16.
resistance. He has resistance to damage, so he's supposed to be taking half.
Oh.
But wait, it's non-magical though. Wait, it's just
Yeah,
to
because this is
non-magical.
a short sword +2.
To non-magical. That's right. So you have been slicing him up perfectly because you're just and it actually now that you're like seeing his face up close, you're noticing that you've confounded him. He's looking at you like, how is this possible? Like he doesn't expect you to be able to do him so much harm so effortlessly. But even though his skin looks to be as hard as stone, and even though his armor is literally made of stone, you seem to be just able to pierce through his defenses, and he is not happy about it, and looks like he's very nearly dead. Still standing somehow, but getting close. Bleeding everywhere at this point, basically.
Come on, Wuss, walk it off.
All right. Anything else? So that was action, bonus action.
Yeah, that was 4 attacks
Yeah. All right.
in there, so I think I'm loaded.
And no criticals, so you didn't get to.
Did you do a bonus action?
I think his action surge is considered a bonus action, if I remember right.
No, it's just you do it. I
Oh,
thought.
okay.
It just gives me 1 free action, so I technically have a bonus action, but
Yeah.
I don't have anything I can do with the bonus action that I know of.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you got the critical hit, so because you don't have
If
an
there's a
offhand
critical
weapon.
hit, then I can use the bonus action
Right.
for another strike.
All right, so it'll be back
Oh.
to Farron, who is still currently invisible and watching, probably with a little bit of amusement, I would imagine.
I'll just go up to here and I'll just quickly, my child. Take him out, and then you can leave and be free.
All right, super. All right, so just reinforcing him.
Pretty much.
You can see him tighten his grip on his weapons. All right,
Didn't wanna...
Kyra, would you like to do anything?
Yeah. Yeah. I just need to turn the little pin off of yellow. Okay. I'm just gonna 5, 10, 15. I'll just come here so that I can see him.
Sure.
And I'll say, last chance before you die. Do you want to surrender? And if he doesn't look like he's even listening to me, then I'll just flame him in the face.
He kind of like grits through the pain. He does speak common, so he kind of grits through the pain. He says, "Only the weak surrender." he just looks like he looks. Most of these cultists have basically come across as pretty damn fanatical. There's only been 1 or 2 that seem to have a little more sense about them. Most of them have seemed to be like totally off their rockers.
I'm going to
Produce flame again?
no. I'm going to reconnect because I didn't hear any of what you just said.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So he can you hear me now?
And then, yes, I can.
All right.
So for my bonus action,
Did you hear what he said or no?
I heard that part
Oh, okay.
where he was like, well, no, I guess, okay, I heard him say only the weak.
Yeah. So
And
see, he
so
said,
I was
"Oh."
like, oh,
He
okay.
kind of gritted through the pain. Again, he's just like bleeding everywhere now at this point. He's got 3 different wounds that he's bleeding from, and you just see a puddle forming underneath him. He basically grits and kind of says, "Only the weak surrender." You just get I was saying that most of these cultists that you've seen in these kind of the Black Earth members have all seemed pretty fanatical, bordering on like nutcases. So you get the sense that he's probably not gonna back down.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna shake my head and just that's it.
Right on. So you did try to produce flame?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I
but
put it was like lousy. It was like a
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, it sort of catches him right in the center of his armor plate in his chest, and that it sort of like fizzles, and this time unfortunately it doesn't have any effect. It singes his robes, and you see the singe mark on the stone, but that's all it does. It doesn't seem to damage him.
Kyra is very distracted at this moment, so she doesn't think about doing any kind of bonus action.
That's funny. All right, fantastic. Yeah, so with a little flirtation from Farron, who is still, you have no idea where he is. You just hear this whisper in your ear, the flirtatious whisper in your ear, and all right. So it'll then be the Etin's turn. So the Etin, thoroughly enraged at this point, gleefully enraged, dare I say, is going to make his 2 attacks and probably squish this guy. So let's see what happens. A 19 hits, so even, let's see, it does have resistance to this damage. That's a pretty solid hit. But, oh my goodness. All right, so he cuts across with the battle axe. The battle axe cleaves this stone armor that it's wearing in half. He takes 7 points of damage, and somehow he goes down to one knee, but he still hasn't given up the ghost. He's still alive. So the Etin now just looks at him, and the both heads are sort of singing out in their sort of pseudo battle cry or whatever you want to call it, for Farron, and he takes his last crash with his club. Oh, but somehow misses. So the stone melder, he takes this heinous wound across his chest, splintering almost sundering his armor. And as he goes down to a knee, the club swings harmlessly over his head. The Etin misjudged, so it's on its last leg. What the hell is it gonna do? I think it's probably just gonna lash out one last time. How does that work? Oh, it should have used shield. It had an opportunity and it didn't. Well, I'll remember that. How does that work? I don't think that's going to do anything in this opportunity. I have to check a spell. Bear with me for a moment. Need the Jeopardy music for a moment. That's gonna do much. Let's see. Action. Such a weak spell. Does it do anything at higher levels? So yeah, it's gonna do that. So it's going to. All right. It's gonna try to hold out a little bit longer. So he casts. You see him start whispering some words, moving his hands. He takes a feather out of his reagent pouch, and not a feather. What does he take? It's a small little bit of alcohol or something. Spills some water or some spirits or something. So he's gonna get 4 plus. That'll be. Plus. Okay, so he's gonna gain some hit points back. All right. All right. So he bolsters himself with some temp hit points. So you see it's almost as if the blood that is dribbling out of his wounds sort of like stops and almost drags itself. There's this dark energy to it. It looks like necromantic in its qualities. It's as if the blood is crawling its way back into his body, and he seems somehow strengthened momentarily. So it doesn't look quite as horribly damaged as he just was a moment ago. Some of his wounds have healed. Kaelin will, let's see, 5. Dang it. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he's going to move to there. Can't quite get into the fray. So he's just going to move up in anticipation of the next round. Wants to see if he can't get his swords on the action. Any objection to that? Does that feel like what Kaelin would do?
Go up and stab.
Try to, anyway. He can't do it this turn because he can't quite make it.
Yeah.
Double move, though. Right on. Alright. So, Baslan, it's back to you. So you watch this necromantic dark energy swirl around him, the blood sort of creeping back into his veins, and he's just grinning at you with this like maniacal menace now.
Well, you can keep putting it in. I'm going to keep taking it out. My character sheet go. Sorry. Close this by accident. Okay, let's give another little short sword love here.
Oh, that hits on the nose. All right, so sort of a weak hit. You sort of cut across his arm with the first, but
that one.
That was just a jab.
Yeah, you set him up with the first. You nick him across the forearm. It makes him wince and shift his weight, which is exactly what you counted on. Because in the next moment, again, you stab the inside of his leg, cutting one of his tendons behind his knee, and just heinously cutting into him, allowing you to take another. And as he sort of topples sideways a little bit, it allows you to take another stab at him. See if you can put him out of our misery here.
That's like left eye, right eye.
All right, so yeah, so how do you want to do this?
I know. I figure, at that point it's pretty much almost like, left jugular, right jugular sort of strike.
All right, so having cut, so nicked him across the arm, you stab through the opposite leg, severing the tendons and slicing through arteries and veins. As he stumbles down to the ground, you just slowly stick your short sword through the point in his neck where his shoulder and neck meet, and just like right down into his lungs with this like slow, deliberate, it hurts like hell, and you just watch as the life fizzles out of his eyes. But
how's
in
that
the next
necromancy
moment,
working for you, bitch?
well, it seems to be working strange. In the next moment, he already had this quality of stone, like his skin had this quality of stone because he had literally cast stone skin. As that spell fades, his skin sort of momentarily returns to normal, but then it's as if it turns into stone, a different type of stone. And there's an eruption as shards of rocks explode out from him. He becomes a smoking pile of rubble, and everyone in 10 feet has to make a dexterity saving throw. Please.
This is why it sometimes sucks to have a short sword.
Yeah, being up in
A
that.
halberd would be much nicer. You said dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw. Oh my goodness. So the Etten fails. It's like staring right at it like, oh, what's happening? You dance deftly out of the way, and again you sort of pull your shield back in just in time to deflect some of the damage here. And what is so this guy apparently had an explosive death waiting for you all, and it's a dexterity saving throw. Oh, which Kalen is very good at. A +5 for his. So he also dances out of the damage. So it's going to be. So you take a little bit of damage here. Let's see, to the tune of 2. So the Etten takes, ouch! Takes 18, and you and Kalen each take 9 damage from these shards of stone as they blast out from his body. And when you close your eyes, you look away for a moment. When you look back, there's literally like pretty much nothing left of this guy except for a pile of rubble, literally, that's just smoking. And there's like a small cloud of dust that that floats to the ground.
Loot the gravel.
So he takes 18. Doesn't like that. That is the Etten takes 18. You took your 9, right, Brett? For Bossalon? Yep. Okay, and then Kalen, again, ouch, takes another 9. He's not too happy about that. He's bloodied as well at this point. Not feeling too good. But that's... the Etten starts, it's just kind of like dancing back and forth from one foot to the other. It sort of looks at you, looks at Kalen, and kind of like snorts at you guys, kind of like, friends. And then it looks around as if it's, you know, you've seen people pray before, and you've seen people, you've seen spiritual individuals, whether they're actual like clerics or priests, or whether they're just individuals who happen to have some kind of spirituality, praying and stuff. You don't know if maybe that's what this creature is doing, because it sort of gets this look of reverence on his face, and it says, I will go look for more of these damn Black Earth criminals. And then the other one says, yeah, let's go smash more. And it starts lumbering away. So it looked at you and basically
Before
said, Fred.
He lumbers away, I take out 2 rations and I toss one to each head. I say, here, have some food for your journey, and kind of back away slowly.
Okay, awesome. They both heads sort of chuckle in their own way, which is sort of this really weird, scary sound, and just like snarf it, like literally don't even put their weapons away or anything, like just tear like whatever wrapping it's got in it, like gives it a sniff, chuckles, and then like ooh, sorry about that, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. Then it immediately like stuffs it in both of its maws and starts crunching on it and chewing on it as it plods away.
Ira is really treating this thing like a big pet,
right,
of some
on.
sort.
Yeah, so you see it appears to be essentially, it like climbs, basically walks over the stone, what do you call it, trough of water there, and looks like it's going to start heading down this hallway. Does anyone else want to do anything as it trundles away? Kalen kind of looks at it, is like, well, that was certainly an interesting, not companion,
frenemy.
Yeah. That,
he probably wouldn't say frenemy, but I was thinking it's like a frenemy.
That's it. That was interesting, he says.
I would.
Good thing it was on our side.
Seeing as we have still people like Gitgrot and people around that we don't want it to just kill, I'd probably like pipe up and
Fort walks away totally.
yeah, and just be like, Brugnog was his name, was that's right?
Brugnorb.
Yeah, Brugnorb. Brugnorb, your mission isn't here. As I said before, your life is in danger. We were sent to bring you out of this place. There is much danger here.
But I like it here.
If you stay, you will die.
have a good home in there.
If you stay, you will die. However, if you like it here, once your guardians have dispatched everyone, you could return.
Brugnor will help. And it again, it just starts it's plodding off. Like, it's not moving with any kind of quickness. It's just...
Yeah. I was just trying to get it to, like, go to the exit and leave for a bit.
Yeah. Well, so you know that the others have at least like a good 15-minute head start ish.
Did they leave or did they like stay around? I thought they stayed around.
No, they you gave the what the hell was her name? Hold on, let me get back to that
Glitter.
page there.
Glitter.
You gave... Where is her name? You gave Orna, who was the Black Earth, the female Black Earth guard, the human that was sort of pissed off at the Black Earth cult. Like, she gave you as much information as she could. She didn't even want her weapons or armor, and she just sort of stormed off. And she went first, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes ahead of everyone.
I mustn't have been here. I don't remember that.
Yeah, so she went ahead. She just wanted her freedom, which you guys sort of mildly begrudgingly, but you know, she basically bargained with you a little bit, and you decide to set her free. So she went off ahead of the group to sort of find her own way. The others, Droth, who was basically darn near catatonic and barely just shuffling around, was led away by Wolgreta. Gervor, who basically told you that when you get back to Agick, you should seek him out. He will have, or he or his family will have some form of reward or something for you.
Are these the dwarves that we were sent to go get?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
The Wolgreta is basically claimed to be a commoner. She just, she was just a simple dwarf who happened to be captured. She was prospecting in the hills, so you get the sense that maybe she's sort of she was looking around for maybe new veins to tap or new sources of minerals.
I thought Get Grot was still in here with the.
No, they left already. They all left already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Never mind. And then I don't care.
They
can go
so you gave the Black Earth Guard a little bit of a head start. Then Gitgrot and the Smurfeblin gave and the dwarf sort of all took their leave and said that they would go bring word back to Agick, and Gitgrot would sort of escort them. And then you all, like a few moments after that, maybe 5 minutes later, I assume you gave them a little bit of a time to get away, and then started exploring again.
Okay.
Kyra's gonna say. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just saying I wouldn't mind if it's gonna go around and kill people. I thought, it was still.
It's gonna go look for people to kill for sure.
Okay.
Do you want to take a short rest? And I kind of come over here and slap both of them on the back and say, y'all look a bit winded.
My lady, I thought you would never ask. And Kalen goes over to the water trough and, sits down and basically sticks his head in there, clean, gets a good draught of water and sort of tries to wash some of the dirt out of his face.
It looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
I was going to do something else in the water trough, but I'll change my mind.
Yeah, now that he's already in there.
There was
magic healing water and have a big giant horseman jump into it.
Yeah.
Ruin it for everybody.
Kyra could tell it looks to be just pure just clean water. And there was sort of evidence that this is where the people here are getting like some kind of a natural spring or something like that.
Do you
So
remember that, Gregory?
what's that?
What what Reed just said.
I
And
didn't hear. I'm sorry, I missed it.
we could talk about it after the game, but it was funny.
Okay.
It was a reference to this, all of us playing or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome.
Um.
Sorry, I missed it. I was.
So yeah. Then if that's the case, I'll probably fill up my water skin, and I'll ask. Basilon, do you want me to fill up your water skin while you're resting?
Sure. Yeah, I'm just sort of catching my breath and dabbing off my wounds.
So I
I will hand it over with thanks, and I'll keep my eye on the corridors.
and I just kind of go and fill it up, and I say, I have a couple of rations. You hungry? Want to sit down and eat real quick? Gonna be here for a bit. During this time, you can roll your hit dice to get your health back.
And that is exactly what.
Yeah, are we counting this as an official short rest?
So yeah, short rest takes about at least half an hour. This seems to be a relatively good place. I mean, you have fresh water. You could chill out.
You got an angry Eden.
The Etten is sort
Does
of
he-
stormed off. You can hear it plodding
Okay,
down
he's
the
gone.
hall.
Debating if we want to go into the prison room, because I mean, there's this room right above us that the door could open any second now.
Yeah.
After about,
Probably remind
sorry, go ahead.
like you will as you're like resting. It's like invisible voice because I don't want it to come back. Wasn't there like some sort of hammering in that room? I know you can't see where I'm pointing, but I am pointing.
It's
Was it coming from this room, or was it like way down here to the lower right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that
I
room.
remember we were walking around for a bit. I thought it was up further to the
Pointing.
top,
Mhm.
No,
actually.
I'm still pointing. It's this room right here,
so
and you hear like a knock on the door, or like a
Not a knock on the door, but like on the wall, kind of.
Yeah, like
See water from the fountain splash in that direction.
yeah, I can do that too.
there's
I grab out one of my daggers and
Mark it.
here.
Well,
There's
I'll
been a
just sort of
plot-
chill in the corner here, so no one really surprises me too easily. And
sure.
Well, I would walk over and I would listen at the door then. If that's the case.
Kaylin
just
is
to kinda make
sitting on
sure.
there.
Since I mean I don't need a short rest. I'm good. Honestly, I've tried really to stay out of battle, so I know we're not gonna move for 30 minutes anyways.
I'm actually all right. I like if you guys want to have a short rest, I can go check.
yeah,
it out.
I'm less than
This-
half hit point, so I could certainly.
Yeah, so I
Take
figured
turns to-
while they're, since I'm
Yeah.
not going to be taking the short rest, I can kind of do the stay alert kind of thing while
Alright,
everybody
you-
else rests. If that makes
you
sense.
stay alert.
I guess. Oh, you're invisible. You could like literally go scout. I guess in essence.
Yeah.
Don't die. We can't help you.
Oh, I'll be fine.
I want to listen at the door while they're taking a rest, but I don't want to do anything to like knock on it in any form or fashion. I'm not trying to alert anybody. I just want to hear to make sure that this is where that knocking was coming from. If that's okay.
I apologize. I was trying to read something real quick. Run that by me again, Michelle.
I said I want to kind of listen at the door, trying not to make any noise at all since, we're virtually trying to rest. I just want to make sure that if this is the door where that knocking is coming from, just kind of listen to see what's in there.
Okay,
Do a
fantastic.
perception check or something like that.
Yeah, so it takes a few minutes. So again, Kalen just sits down, starts drinking some water. He's gonna try to rest for a minute. So if you have rolled hit dice already, keep that on pause for just a sec. Excuse me. The thing that you notice is that after about a minute or two, maybe somewhere in that range, 3 minutes tops, the hammering starts again. And there's this weird echoey kind of thing where you can both hear it coming through those two doors, as well you can hear it coming from
here.
around the corner. Yeah, from the hallway. Again, in that
Yeah.
chasm, it sort of seemed. Sorry, I couldn't see Farron there on the map. So yeah, it sort of seemed like, and you saw sort of a ledge over there.
That's what I was gonna ask if I could remember. I would go have a look.
Yeah. You saw a flickering light, very, very dim light, as if maybe from a forge. So you imagine that perhaps, since you can hear it this way, it's possible that room opens right out into this chasm.
I'd probably go have a look because if they stopped hammering because they heard noise,
Mm-hmm.
then they're probably on alert and looking at the doors.
That's what it seemed like. You got that sense, and then again, after you're kind of like holding your action, you're just kind of listening, resting for a moment,
Yeah.
catching your breath, maybe taking a drink of water. Within within a few moments, you hear the hammering start again.
I'll just come back and I'll be like, "Hey, there was a bridge over there. Remember, we didn't go that way."
Oh yeah. Well, we didn't go a lot of ways. And
Yeah, I know, but
I got a question for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
No, talking
Oh,
to
sorry.
Sam. Um,
Apologies.
I have a question for you, and I say in Undercommon. What was all that hair stuff about?
oh, I was around the corner, and then all of a sudden you was there in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Huh. So I guess we're just waiting. We'll just wait till they're finished resting, and then I go and put my back against the wall right here.
Invisibility is an
I'm
hour.
Yeah. So while they're resting, I'll go and use it to like go onto the bridge and have a looky at see who's in that room. If that's okay.
Sure. So, let's. I'm assuming you're sneaking over there.
Yeah, stealth.
All right. So give me a stealth roll. Yeah. So, as deftly as you have been trained to, you move yourself around to that wall, and bear with me, and I will open up some of the image for you there.
Farron trained as a rogue. It's like, it's sort of like a necessity. He just did it. And he learned thieves' camp. Basically.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So it is. Let me zoom out just a touch here, and adjust. All right. So you go around the corner there, and I was checking something to make sure I was prepared for this. And what you see is a room. It's dark in the room, except for the essentially the lights of a forge. You notice that there are three figures moving about the room. Crap. Why is this not working? Oh, that's why.
Oh, come on, Kitty! Stop stepping on my printer.
So let me give you some better information here. That I believe that is here. So a forge stands in the middle of this room, surrounded by piles of firewood. Two big anvils stand close by, and hammers, tongs, and other smithing tools are scattered around several workbenches along the chamber's walls. There are doorways to the west and the south, which you've seen from the other side, of course. But this eastern end of the room that you're seeing now, it opens up into this dark chasm. You see 3 figures. One is rather large, and currently, it seems to be. It's covered in. Well, give me a perception check first. Let's start with that.
Double 19s.
Okay. So with a 19, that's what 19, right? Yes. So with a 19,
Yeah.
so you see this large creature that is humanoid. It's adorned with jewelry and gems, and it's got this really powerful appearance. It it seems to be instructing or guiding to what you've come to learn are Durgar. So there's these 2 Durgar that are standing there, working the hammers, working the anvils, and they. Give me an insight check.
This is just those in the room, right?
Just for Farron at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta go use a quick restroom break.
You
I'll
bet.
be back.
So yeah, you're not sure what their deal is. Um, yeah. So they're moving around the forge, and again, they seem to be making some kind of weapons, armor, stuff like this. You see bits of it scattered around.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you want to do? That's what you see.
It's a big thing and to do again.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Probably once I got a good eye of what it looks like in the room's layout, I would head back.
Mm-hmm. You don't understand anything. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you do. Hold that thought. You might understand what they're saying because they might be speaking in Undercommon.
Mm-hmm.
I have to check what language they speak. So the Durgar, I think, only speak Undercommon. Where the hell are you?
My languages. Did Brett add his
Let me pull it up this
Constitution
way.
modifier for his hit dice, or did he just take?
I
the numbers?
don't think he did. I'll make sure he does
Okay.
fix that when he gets back.
He rolled a lot of.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
well, yeah. This is assuming you guys have the full, let's say, 30 minutes to rest. So, hold that thought.
I wouldn't start a fight until they were ready.
Yeah, for sure. But you don't know if you're gonna be unmolested
True.
in that time.
I would probably come back and be like, "Yeah, there's people in there. Let's relocate to down here."
Right on. All right, let me just check some stuff here. There we go. The speak. There's like Dwarvish and Undercommon. Yeah, so they're probably speaking in Undercommon. So, with your perception and seeing as how you do speak Undercommon, it's mostly directions. In the sense of like like make sure you fold it properly and come yes be careful how you treat the metals. You must feel it. You must sense its properties and its qualities and listen to the metal. Let it sing to you. This kind of thing.
They're not talking about, hey, what was all that explosion noises out there before?
No, they seem to be. It doesn't at this point anyway. It seems as if it didn't phase them, or they could care less about it.
Okay. Well, then I would head back.
You would. I'll say with that perception, you probably notice that the Durgar sort of every few moments like look around nervously. Kind of like peek down the cavern, and there's maybe perk an ear or something like that. But if they get distracted too much, this other being seems to start to try to get them back in line. Like
Yeah.
pay that no mind. Back to your tasks.
Okay. Yeah, I head back and hey, there's 2 Duergar in there and another thing that's big. Don't really know what it is. They seem to just be working, but probably don't want to alert anybody with like snoring when we're having a rest. Maybe we could go down here, and I point, but nobody sees it.
Yeah. So, sorry, down where did you want to go? I didn't see it.
I was like pointing down here, but I'm still invisible, so they don't see me point.
Yeah.
There.
I'm sorry. It just smells like something's burning. I just want to check real quick. Be right back.
Okay.
Sure. So
The
let's,
cat.
Yeah, right. So real quick, just to be sure, when you rolled so when you're rolling hit dice, you can just click on your character sheet. In the middle of the page, it says hit dice, because you're supposed to add your constitution to it as well. So if you click, like it'll right next to the little heart-shaped deal, there's the little box that says hit dice, and you can click on the D10, and it'll do it for you automatically. So you need to add as many rolls as you had. You add your constitution on each of those.
I rolled 4 dice.
So you would add your constitution times 4, which 4 dice might have been too much for you.
Yeah, well, it was like crap, and a 10.
Yeah, right.
So actually, let me see. So it wouldn't
what's your
hurt me to use the
constitution?
extra die anyway, because
Sure.
I would have. My other ones would have taken me to 51. So this would then be 12 higher, so 64. So yeah, that's good.
Okay, perfect. So for the sake of saving
Do we
a
have
little
time though to rest or?
Yeah, and you can choose. Like, I'm gonna have Kalen roll 3 hit dice to see how that does for him. So that adds 20 to him, brings him up to 37. That's 37 out of 50. So I'm probably gonna have him do one more. So let's see how that goes. So that
20. Oh. What?
yeah,
How do you roll a 20 on a D8?
it adds. Yeah, it adds the.
That's cool. I'll see how many you want to do.
It adds his constitution already, which is a plus.
Oh no, it's because you rolled 3d8 instead of just 1d8.
Yes, sir.
Then I'll
So
see how many you want to roll.
9. So that's 40,
Okay, sorry about that.
40. So he's at 46 out of 50. You do, for the sake of speeding things along. So you are able to let 25 minutes go by. There's nothing. 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
I would have
everything's
said.
quiet.
I apologize. I would have said something like, when he said, "I don't know what it is," I would have said, "Well, can you describe him?"
Mm-hmm.
Like the.
Sure. So
big hammer, large, floating.
yeah, here I can do
Floating?
Yeah, it's
that
like
work?
some kind of like a
There you go.
like a dust storm where its legs would be.
You did not see that.
Didn't I? Okay.
So all he saw from afar was
It's standing.
just a big hammer floaty dude. That's it.
The hammer was
Some
leaned
sort of
against the
humanoid.
wall, like right near it, like within reach of it. But yeah, so it's not currently like walking around with this big hammer in its hand. It's like leaned up against the forge or something. Excuse me, something like that. And
I
it's
hope
sort
they
of
I hope they didn't draw like a feline with breasts. Just saying.
essentially it's you
I
see
mean,
that creature was essentially like pacing.
cats don't have boobs. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just like I don't know, but I'm just going
No
like
worries.
I don't like it when they do
It
that.
had like dark reddish skin. It's a large creature. It is. Does it say how big it is? It just says large. So, um, mm, I will allow you to
It's
make
probably
a
not a cat.
nature check for
Based on
Farron.
what he's telling me.
For Farron. No, Farron, because he got to see it.
Okay.
Unless you want to go around and take a look.
No, because I'll probably end
Nature.
up alerting somebody.
Not great at nature. That's all right.
There you are.
So you've done quite a lot of reading, obviously. And most of your reading was about the Underdark and this sort of thing. But some of your studies crossed different interests and information. Somewhere around,
Yeah.
you probably also, after the attacks in Agick, when you went with these elementals, you probably did a little bit of flipping through some speed reading through some information in that library. So something kind of like sparks through your memory that you think that this might be some type of an elemental creature. Exactly what it is not 100% clear. Not an elemental per se, but it's like when you looked at it, it was as if it was. You would almost describe it as if it was made of sand or stone.
Which
The
makes sense,
eyes,
'cause
the
rain
eyes
up.
were sort of like. Again, there wasn't any real light. There was a dim glow from the forge, so the eyes
Yeah.
you didn't see like cornea and pupils. It was more like a almost like an orange sphere.
If I wasn't 100% sure, I'd probably still make that assumption because it's like, radio, we're in this place that has a big, hard on almost for Earth stuff. So it's like probably maybe like an Earth elemental type thing, possibly fire, seeing it's in a forge. So I'd
Yeah.
probably go like something like that.
Mm.
So I don't know, maybe like big Earth thing.
Elementals. I can
Yeah.
conjure elementals, I think.
It wasn't like an elemental like
Yeah.
type. Like it wasn't just a big block of moving stone. It was like person looking.
Ah,
So
well.
don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, I've studied other planes because I can go to the ethereal plane briefly.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. So,
But
um,
I don't know.
um, hmm.
So possibly some sort of denizen of some sort of elemental plane, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're
Anyway, it's teaching Duraga how to make something.
Interesting.
what's Farron trained in? What skills?
Oh, like a million.
I know.
Arcana, history, insight, perception, persuasion, sleight of hand, stealth, and thieves' tools. Thieves' tools is
So give me a history check, and we'll kind of reference that with your nature check and see maybe if didn't you exactly what you just said to Kyra is pretty much as all you can remember. You think this might be a creature from an elemental plane. Like what
Yeah.
exactly the creature is, you're not 100% sure. But that's what you get from.
So maybe not go in there?
Well, honestly, they don't seem to be that bothered with us. Like,
Well, I would hate for them to walk up
explosions.
behind us when they're finished doing whatever they're doing.
True, but I don't know if they will.
You did
Um,
notice there were tools, weapons. There were, it was essentially.
an armory forge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you're
I
guessing.
would relay that to Kaylin and Barcelona so they could. You've got all magic stuff, so I don't know if you'd want any of. I don't know. If you want to go in there and like wreck shop, that's fine. I can stand on the bridge and shoot them.
I can put a stinking cloud over their heads.
Yeah,
It's a 40-foot cloud. Maybe it'll
I can
fill the
just
room.
I can just blow them all up. But you know,
I can throw daggers.
Yes,
Oh no, wait, I got a crossbow.
you do.
So we can kind of stand on the bridge, but if they, hopefully they don't push us off. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Or maybe we could flank them, I guess. Do a pincer move. No, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Is there any particular reason we need to, interrupt these people, or shall we
I
rest?
was
Or
thinking, like, if we do and walk off, will they come out when they're ready, and then
I
we're
don't know.
trying to battle something, and then they walk up and kill us?
They didn't seem to be very interested. They just seem to be doing their work. I mean, think about how many explosions happened out here. There was thunder waves and shatters and all this
Well,
ruckus, and they're just like, okay, and they kept working.
well,
So
if they're that calm, then what are they producing? Is all I'm thinking. Because, like, if that doesn't bother you enough to go see what's going on, then, like, the important thing that you're doing might just be like gonna kill everybody thing. I'm just thinking that might not be the truth. I have no idea.
Farron got the impression that the larger creature was keeping the two Duragar in check. The Duragar may have wanted
So
to go do something.
slavish, or like we're just working and I'm
Uh,
cracking the whip because we're workers. Because there's a bit of a difference.
give me an insight check for Farron.
I did.
Just I know, but this is different. It's
Okay.
different, yeah. Try, based on what Kyra just asked you. So there was definitely a certain tone of like domination in that. So slave might not be far off the mark, but they weren't in chains or anything like that.
So maybe like chains,
They're
because no
definitely
chains because we
subordinate.
have to do stuff and we can't do stuff while being chained, kind of
Well,
thing, or not quite
if
sure.
if this Melros person is the leader of this whole thing, maybe this is some kind of like subordinate second in command.
So
So that Orna pretty much told you that the second in command is someone named the hell's his name? Damn it! Hang on.
I'm kind of just getting it like it's like somebody has importance because they're kind of scared of this thing. and they're
Mirage.
doing what it says.
Yeah. Orna mentioned the name Mirage.
we don't know what this
And
person's name is
yeah.
or thing person. I use
mean,
that
I can
loosely.
I'm invisible. I can walk onto the bridge and just shout out Mirage and see if it looks up. So
Has it been 30 minutes? Start doing that. It might be who said that? Let me go look. So maybe not kill the whole room then if they're just slaves. And did that Eden come back, or was that an accident?
He's not there. Sorry, that was unintentional.
Eden. All right. Well, then I will concede to the party and be like, all right, well then I guess after the tanky people.
Is that an invite?
Well, I said after the tanky people, so If it's inviting you to start walking a direction, then yes. Kyra's kind of not sure what he's talking about at the moment.
Oh, by the way, Gregory, go ahead and remove that icon on my
Oh,
token.
you can do it yourself too. You just click on your token and then click on the little icon. But I'll do it.
I was trying to figure out which token, how to do that.
Yeah. You click on your icon and there's that little circle down on the bottom next to the gear wheel.
The orb.
Yep. And then you scroll down and click on the blue box.
Oh, yeah. I see now. Hey, you learn something every day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where are we going? I'm sorry, guys. I'm still fighting the flu and I'm fading fast here tonight.
Oh no!
You're good. They were just
That's
trying
not
to
good.
discuss what to do. Kalen has just been
Moved.
sort of like kicked his feet back a little bit. He's sort of like just like collecting himself. He's been sitting on the trough listening to this.
Taking his shoes off and then like.
Yeah, I've been listening.
Yeah. Dumping some stones out of his boots, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I've just been healing.
Bloody earth cult and their bloody stones in my shoes.
Yeah, after those shatter spells and the dude exploding in your faces.
He like pulls his shirt off and a bat flies out. Oh!
So I'm actually more interested in going down than dealing with these guys, but I'm pretty flexible.
Well, if we head down, we've got those bullet down there.
Well, no, I'm thinking like up and to the left, taking the stairs down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
like
down,
the big
down
bad,
south.
probably. I'm imagining because
Right.
we haven't seen anything so far.
Well, we
I'm
still have that
thinking
door over there,
the more we go
And
down, the
actually-
worse it gets.
and nobody sees it. And I said, the door on the other side of the thing that Ken's washing his feet in. Can we look in that door?
What if we go down and then they get walkie and this thing follows or something? I don't know. Maybe Kyra is a little paranoid at this moment.
That's why we need to be sneaky like.
I
mean, I'm flexible.
thought I was sneaky, and then this thing tried to eat me from a chain.
No.
That just happened like 10 minutes ago. Or wait, 40 minutes ago. If it's been 30 minutes, I don't know.
Well, we
If
can
it's
also try to
sneaky,
fight our way past these entangled boulets, and then see what's to the southeast.
If
Try
we
to
head
kill
down
them while
through
they're
where
on
the
chains.
Ettins were,
That's
if
so
we head
cool.
down through where the Ettins were, we can bypass them because you can't really get those. The bullet's pretty much where it can get to. It can't really break chains, and then there's another one on the other side, so we can kind of like head through the middle.
Oh.
Pretty much avoid them if we want to head that way. There was some stairs going up on the other side of the chasm. I think
After
stairs
you.
here, isn't there? If I remember correctly.
Well, I haven't seen all this stuff, so how about we
What
start heading down
about
that
this
direction
door
first?
right here? Did anybody listen to this?
Yeah, that's the one. I
There
just-
were the steps were stepping stones. They were like pillars that you could jump across the chasm to sort of stay on the level that the bullet are on. There were no actual stairs. There was a corridor heading out
Over here.
of that room to the north. Yeah, that room. There's a corridor heading out to the north and a corridor heading out to the south. I'm not even sure.
I remember there was like something here though, right?
Those
to
were the
get
sort
across.
of stepping stones you could jump
Yeah,
across.
so we can get across. Yeah, I thought there was something.
Yeah.
Like a bridge or something.
Yes, you can definitely get across. Of course, you could lower yourselves down and climb back up the other side, but that'd be a little tricky.
I'm pretty sure we can get like through.
Do we want to peek in this room that's off to the far side of the room we've like just spent 30 minutes in and sort of ignored?
The one that I was pinging?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, did anybody look behind this? Or
That's what I asked.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
deal with that one
listened.
first then. At least leave something behind us. It's nice to know what it is.
right, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm just going like I don't want to just walk and end up.
Do you want me to have a look?
I'll be
see
next to
this?
the door, but I'm not really the sneaker.
I'm still invisible for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
say 5 more
okay.
minutes. 10 more minutes. Let's see.
Probably
probably more than that. Probably more than
Probably
that.
like 10,
At least
10 to
10 or
15 or something.
Yeah, let's say 15 minutes. Sure.
Because I pretty much cast it when they were in combat.
Right. Yeah. So that's fair. 15 minutes.
I will try and open the door very quietly.
All right. So so Farron's gonna open the door.
close up in your face.
Let me see.
Oh, I will first. I will check it to see if it's locked and trapped.
There's a risk of
Right? Because I was like, I'm gonna
That's-
just stay back here.
Do
While you just open it up.
because I can't remember if anybody's
I
already done.
slowly raise my shield.
Again,
faster.
it's hard to tell. It doesn't seem to be locked or trapped, but there could be a slide on the other side. It's hard to say.
Okay. I will just try it then.
All right. How far open do you want to open it, if you can?
I'm gonna
I will
say
just push it
both of
and go like.
Kaylin and
like-
I would be like over here, out of the view of the door opening.
Actually, since he's invisible, that's a good point. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay out of view, in case there's a dungeon wind that blows it open.
Right. Or somebody's like, huh? And they look and they're like, won't see anything. I'm just going to close the door.
All right. Kalen will stand next to you, Kyra.
I will roll sleight of hand to see how.
So and how far do you want to open the door?
They've got like a pivot, so they kind of just like turn on the pivot on the middle. So I'll just like push it and like so that I can see it.
All right. So give me. Yeah, sure. Why not? Sleight of hand. Let's see how quietly it opens.
Sleight of hand or stealth. I don't know.
Yeah, let's try sleight of hand. Why the hell not? Do something different. All right. It's not too loud. It's pretty. It moves okay. It's got a little stick to it. It's a little stone scrape. So you open it into a room. It's just there's a single thick pillar supporting the low barrel vaulted ceiling of this.
Kyra can't see this, but oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
kidding
not
me?
lit, so it's only because you have your infravision or your dark vision, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So it's an unlit chamber. Rusted scraps of metal appears to be the remnants of breastplates, shields, axes, and swords hang from the walls on old pegs, or they're lying on the floor where they fell long ago. More recent clutter in the form of filthy furs and splintered wooden furniture also lies scattered about the room. A pile of broken chairs and table legs lies next to a smoky fire pit on the north side of the room. Looks like it might be some kind of a cooking pit. And doors lead to the east and southwest. When you look in, you see essentially
Four.
you see four. No,
I
you see
see
five.
I can't see that one. The
four.
green. I can't see green.
Sure. All right. Yeah. So you see four ogres. These are they are ogres as far as you can tell.
Yep.
There's
I
one of
kinda
them
just,
that sort of kind of looks at you. Let me give me some perception checks and see if they're how alert they are. I mean, it's going to be a pretty easy check. So, oh yeah, a couple of them they sort of they swivel around like maybe they're used to this kind of thing or something something like that. And one of them sort of looks a little like maybe a little tougher than the others, or sort of dressed a little better. In fact, he happens to be the one that's sort of the farthest away from you. We'll call him this red guy, over by the fire, sort of puttering around in the fire. It's not lit right now, but he's just sort of messing around with the coals. Yeah, exactly. He sees you and he stands up, and you get the sense that it's almost like a reaction or a programmed response kind of deal. He sort of stands up, does this weird a rendition of sort of an attention kind of thing and a salute, and he says, "Oh, there's been no intruders yet tonight." And he looks at you, and then he looks at the door rather, and notices that there's actually no one there. So he sort of trails off mid-sentence. And and he looks over the other one and he goes, "Hey, good, go shut the door." And he sits back down. After looking at the door and not seeing anyone, he just thinks maybe it blew open or something.
Yeah.
You do notice that there is another door diagonally across the chamber to the south.
Yeah. I will whisper to everyone
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, ogres.
I'll just roll my eyes, like, and just shake my head. I'm just thinking, really, they've got everything in here, just everything. I would have never thought ogres, and like with an S, like not like ogre. He's like saying ogres, so it's like,
I will then kind
I'm
of
thinking.
try
I'm
and
thinking
slowly
too.
close it. Like, it's like it's kind of like closing it, like the earth, just kind of like just.
Thank you for closing the door, and he hasn't even got up yet.
So the other one starts looking at the door and just sees it swinging shut slowly. They just kind of like, they're just looking at it as if like, okay, that's weird.
And
Apparently,
then I'll come back and
Open it, and let them swing it shut, and then just keep reopening it.
Then it could be like they're losing their minds.
Just like mess with them.
I'll just come back and say, 4 ogres?
My mouth's now open a bit. It's like when you said ogres, I thought you meant 2.
No.
Oh. Yikes.
They seem to be watching out for people.
So
But
maybe
they
we
haven't
ought
seen
not
anybody.
go that way.
There's another door on the other side.
Is there any way that we can bar these
Um,
doors? Like put something in front of it so if they like try to open it, they'll have a little bit of a harder time.
the way that, give me an investigation check to figure that out. And Farron, the way you saw them positioned in the room, you got the impression that they're trying to keep people from coming in the other door.
I have no idea.
Okay.
You know, they were like nowhere near the door you're at, and it's almost like their backs were turned to you. At least some of them, they're sort of like leaning on a spear or on a club or something like that. And one of them
All right, well then I'd let them know. It's like they seem to be protecting the other door that's in there.
Ooh. Now I want to know
Possibly
what's
maybe
behind that door.
protecting a bunch of prisoners. More people.
Okay. Well, I can do a flaming sphere and just like ram things. Ooh, I can do a stinking cloud. Maybe I can fill the whole room.
Yeah, so you look at the door, you can't readily think of any way to jam it effectively.
So yeah, I
Is
just
there
say
any-
I don't know, but I can stinking cloud 40
Well,
foot
true,
cloud.
but how about I just blow them all up?
Yeah, but can I
Do they
like
have any?
stinking? You can blow up stuff. Okay, then
Yeah.
I'll stinking cloud after you blow up. How about that?
Just thinking like they can't all come through this door all at the same time. They're gonna have to come through one at a time.
Sure. So
Blow them up, stand out of the way, maybe. But I don't know. That might attract the big.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just do that and then scoot over one, and then I'll do my thing because it's concentration, and I'll just leave it there. And then if they're just, hopefully, they just keep coughing, and then you can just pick them off from far away. Basilon, you got a crossbow?
Yes.
See, we can like do this. Yeah. You go first. Flashy kill thing. Kind of things.
I'm not really flashy, but I'll point me in the right direction. I'll take them.
You just smile
will-
and we all stay out here and just kind of,
I was just thinking if they bottleneck them, then that would be pretty easy.
yeah, I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying I was going to fill the room so that they could just,
Wheeze and choke.
yeah. And if they happen to get to the door, and then we just shoot them down one by one.
Was the pillar floor to ceiling, or is it?
Yeah, well, you don't know because he hasn't described the room at all yet. All he said is there's ogres in there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You
I'm
can
gonna
make a
just make sure
perception
my
check if you
stinking
wanted to
cloud
peek
works.
around the corner.
Well, what I'll do is I'll probably stand here with the crossbow and get ready to shoot the first thing I can see because I've got my dark vision going.
Because stinking cloud is a 20-foot radius, so that's 40 feet of stinking
Yeah.
cloud.
So is fireball.
So
Maybe they're ogres. Are they going to notice?
They have
roll
their
a
own
few
stinking
whiffs.
cloud.
Not cool.
So I can do it like right here. Well, or yeah, right here. Because I'll be able to see that.
That'll hit all of them.
So yeah,
If I put it right there, 20 foot.
yep, that's what I was thinking.
Boom, boom, boom,
Then it'll hit everybody.
all there.
I'm gonna stick it mine a little bit closer so that I can they'll have to walk through it. So
It'd be nice if I could get it right here, but I can't see that spot.
yeah, I know. So I'm gonna stick mine there, and that'll hit everybody.
So what I will do is I will
Yeah, I'll stick
walk
mine
up
there.
again and then just push the door slowly again. I want to see if this other one gets up again and be like, "Oh, it's intruders. Why does the door keep opening?" I want to see if he does that.
Okay. You're gonna say what exactly? It was mumbled a little. I couldn't
No,
quite understand.
I'm just gonna like push the door open and see if that red dude, the bigger dude, starts telling his spiel again.
Oh, interesting.
notices.
Okay.
If he's like, "Oh, there's been no intruders. Why does the door keep opening?"
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you push the door open, and exactly, he kind of like, he looks almost as if he just finished sitting down, and then like getting comfortable, and like, oh, he stands up again, does the salute. He's not even looking really at the door. Does the salute. He's like, yeah, no intruders today, and what? Damn it, that stupid door. Is anybody there? He's just kind of looking.
And I'll just be like, there's been a gas leak, and I will fireball.
Okay. Yeah. That's hysterical. What's it? 20-foot radius, yeah. So where are you positioning it?
That's pretty good.
Right here. So it will, like, right on that spot.
What level did you do it at?
I don't have 4th level, so it's just 3rd.
Okay, so 34. I don't know, it's like it went twice or something. That was weird.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why it did it. I don't know why it did a melee spell attack as well.
Yeah, it's not a melee, it's just a dexterity. All right, well, 34.
Yeah,
one,
it's
of
all
them
good.
added one of them added my charisma bonus for some reason. I don't know why. So it would just be the
isn't
bottom
that your
on the
stat?
33.
It's sorcerer's.
No, it's 8d6. Don't add my. I'm not a.
Oh, I
dragon
follow
sorcerer.
you. Yeah, I follow you. So
It's just
So it's-
33, I guess.
so we'll
Yeah.
take the 33. That's fine. But so where were you positioning it again? Just make sure I get
So
it.
right here. So it should
20-foot
hit.
radius. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can blast all of them easily. All right, so we got some dexterity saves. I'm gonna go, I guess, around the wheel there. So I will start. I guess I'll start top with the red guy, and then go around the corner. And so it's dex save.
Now these are ogres and they're gross.
Yeah.
So is this room full of methane? The room is exploding.
Not enough. There's probably
No, I know,
some,
it's
but
typical.
2, 3, 4.
They gotta beat a 16
Five.
dexterity. So.
All right, so there's 5, and so let's see. We had. Oh damn it! I had it set to whisper myself. I apologize. So it looks as if the first guy stands his ground and is somehow essentially protected a little bit. Perhaps he had the most dirt and filth on him or something. The others all tank. So 4 of them take full damage. The other one's gonna take let's see, 16 damage. So let's see. So that hurts them all pretty good, pretty well. There's now this cacophony of like, what the? Where did that come from? And this like, yeah,
And now I'm visible because I attacked.
And you are now visible. They all immediately turn towards the door and pretty much see you standing there. And now it's going to be...
Oh, my mistake. Wasn't a gas leak, just a fireball. And I'm gonna move out of the way.
Right, well, we're going to roll initiative before you move. So don't move. And he took 16.
I do a Zoid bag.
Yeah.
Out of the way.
That looked like it pretty severely hurt. It looks like it pretty severely hurt the ones that didn't save. The others, the one that did, seems like he's more pissed off or what have you than injured at the moment. And let's roll some initiative. I'm gonna just do one initiative for all 5 of them, of course. And, it's on. So with that, let's get some appropriate music going here. little combat music. And bring up the tracker.
Oh.
Initiative.
Oh, well, they might just die before I even do a stinking cloud, so I might not even do one.
You might not need to.
Gracious.
We'll see. Alright, so the Etten is out. The Stone Melder is out. And Boslan, you got a 2?
Much a little better than that.
Wow.
I'm 22.
22.
22. Yeah.
20. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Why did I see a 2? Okay. Alright, so let me...
The ogres rolled a 3. Oh, they're so dead.
Alright, so...
Yikes.
So, Farron opens the door a crack, mumbles a few words quietly under his breath, and there's this explosion of like... this wave of heat comes rushing out the door. You see and hear flames, and there's like a bright flash of light, and then it pretty immediately goes out. And what would you like to do, Boston?
I've got my crossbow like aimed and ready, so I'm gonna like step to the side, or as I need to, until I can see someone, and I'm gonna take a shot. So if I can't see anyone here past, the door, can I like step to the side here so I can get sort of a, angle?
You
Hold that
know,
thought,
you
I
can.
just swallowed funny. I'm coughing. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can get as close to Farron as possible, also if need be.
Well, I can move up a little bit. I don't want them to come to, come through the door and then, ambush me.
No, I got it. I was just thinking if Gregory's like you can't see or something like that kind of thing, like
Yeah.
you can always scoot up or whatever and then scoot back.
I mean, if they move 6, it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I guess one of them's going to come through the door, and I'll be the one, taking him. So you just get Grotz on vacation. I'm the only fighter, but
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna let you go. Just
but
sit
one
back
at a
there.
time is good. Yet and thump me.
All
Or
right.
some better
Woo!
fighting things
Sorry
with
about that.
weapons, not these frickin' spell bombs, 3 times around.
Excuse me sorry about that. I'm gonna give him half cover since you're shooting past Farron and through a door. So they'll just have a little bonus to their AC when you take your hit or take your shot.
Okay.
They're
I'm
still
gonna
big
use one of my-
targets, but
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna
a
use
little
one of my
tricky
arrows
shot.
+1.
All right, fantastic. Make sure you mark it off. Yeah, 22 will definitely do the trick, even with their half cover. So you notice now that they're only wearing like hide, like strips of, some kind of animal hide or something. So you do 9 piercing damage.
Well, are you using your +1 arrow? Then you would do 10, right?
10, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
That's correct. So 10.
Now, in here are your magic arrows, one shot, one
Yes.
done and gone. They're not like
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
sometimes break, and other times you can recover them.
No, the magic essentially gets expended as it fires. So
Okay.
yeah, that's one shot. And if magic, like Farron has a magic bow, so like all of the arrows, whether they're not normal or magic that he shoots, are considered magical.
Got it.
But
So we just need to get you a magic crossbow.
yeah,
Yeah,
Is
so
what we
these are
need to do.
shitty ass bolt
If
If I had
forces.
magic arrows, that would be
It would
I'll
stack.
probably normally
Yeah,
not
exactly.
use them then if they're not recoverable. So even for like creatures that need magic weapons to hit or something. But okay,
Sure.
good to know.
That's all right. It was a good test
Yeah,
shot.
you can recover them if they're not broken, but they just won't be magical anymore.
Yeah,
Just
so-
be regular.
Yeah. Essentially, you can generally recover half of the ammo that you shoot, give or take half, and then let's say the bolt sticks into it, like you got a solid shot, it's sticking out of his skin right now. You could get the bolt back, but it'll no longer have the +1.
Okay. Yeah, no biggie. I rarely use it, and I've still got a dozen +1 bolts left, so I'll just hold on to those till I need them.
Fantastic. All right, super. Alrighty then. So bonus action movement.
I'm probably going to stay there. I'm going to swap my crossbow for the short sword and shield, though.
All right. Lovely. That's awesome. It's nice to be a mommy sometimes. So enjoy your yummy meal. So Farron, you're up. What do you want to do? You see the ogres are. You saw it. You hear a twang and a boom, as a bolt goes flying over your shoulder and through the door, catching the front ogre in the chest.
I will do a special beam cannon. And that's just talk for my circuit of blasting.
I was gonna say, come again.
Because like it's a circle. So I'm like,
Circlet of blasting. So three
Yeah.
orbs of fire shoot out from your necklace, or no, from your circlet.
yeah.
So it's around
That's why it's-
from your forehead.
That's why it's special beam cannon.
I love it. So that is a hit.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of damage. You got 2 more attacks to make.
That would be against blue.
Sure.
This
Alright.
one is going to be against purple.
All right. That hits as well. He takes a little more
And
damage.
this one will be against red.
So it swings around. That orb swings around the first guy, and the third one takes a different direction, arcing across the room to the north there, and that one sort of deflects off of the somehow catches the corner of the column and takes a funky angle and just misses him.
Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll be like, ready up.
And they're like, all right, that's good. Moving back out of the way.
Everybody else is up.
All right. Farron's done?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kaylin is sort of like, all right, so what's the plan? And he moves over to take a look himself. And he looks in there and he goes, my God, man, I've seen fat ogres before, but you are ridiculous. You're disgusting.
No need to insult them.
Oh, but
They'll be dead soon.
This is vicious mockery in the
Oh.
highest form. so he attempts to insult the ogre into submission. So he needs to make a wisdom save. Oh, this is blue. Oh, I keep whispering. Damn it. All right, sorry about that. So he fails. I will change that to all so you all see the rolls. So he fails his save. So yeah. So blue ogre.
I help.
He's like, oh, I'm not that fat. And and basically,
And then he just says, oh, he'll be dead soon. And it's like, oh.
and he takes a little bit of damage. Not huge, but you know, every little bit helps. He looks really bloodied. He doesn't look so good. Not long for the world, you might say. So that was 5, 10, 15. So Kalen will then kind of step back and since he recovered his bardic inspiration on his short rest, he'll go ahead and give Baslan inspiration again and say, looks like it might be time for a little slicey dicey, eh? And, something like that. So
Is he able to step back one more by chance?
let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5. Yeah, he can. He was just figuring to be shoulder to shoulder with Bosslon. Did you? Need
Well,
the
I
room?
can't.
Oh
yeah.
You're like, excuse me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I'll
pretty
let you
much.
You can move through. You don't have to worry about it. You can move through. It just takes you an extra 5 feet. But
Well, I was just kind of wondering if I'd be able to get back enough or something. I don't know.
that's fine. He'll get
Because
out
I gotta
there.
like run around the corner. So 5, 10, 15.
So Bossalon has a bardic inspiration again. I'll give you the icon.
Okay, so looking at the ones that I can see, how do they look?
The ones you can see, the blue and the purple one, definitely look nearly equally hurt, and both pretty darn bloodied and singed. You know,
Okay.
some of their skin is like peeled off and melted and split, and they don't look too happy.
Okay.
Blistering.
The one to the north that sort of it doesn't look too bothered at all right now. He looks
Okay.
angry more than injured.
All right, so then I will go ahead and actually, I was gonna do that, but if they're not, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, well, I might do something else. I mean, how big is this? 20-foot cube. I mean, I could do an erupting earth, and it might just kill them off completely. But yeah, I'll do spike growth instead, I think. Hold on,
Cool.
let me see. All right, spike growth is a second level.
That's gonna be pretty bad.
Let me because yeah, they'll every time that they walk through it, they're gonna hurt. So see, the thing is
Yes.
that I don't have any second levels, so I'm gonna have to do it at third.
You. No, and it doesn't do anything.
All right.
You guys.
While you're deciding, I actually need to use a quick bio. I will be back in a minute.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's all I have. That's why I was gonna do the sneaking cloud, but
Yeah, that's fine. It's a shame it doesn't stack though. It's
no.
like when you test
So-
it at a high level.
All right, so 20 foot. All right, so I can do it to where they walk in it right here. Where's this here?
I
You
think
know what?
Gregory will pop out a. He'll pop out a template.
Well, I'm just thinking to myself,
20-foot radius, so it's a 40-foot diameter.
20 foot. Oh yeah, radius. Oh, well, that's even better then. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna like fill up this whole area.
All right, so then no matter where they walk. Okay. All right, so I'll make a square and I'll do spike growth. Let me draw a shape. If he
Well,
wants to pull out a template, he can.
He's back.
Okay.
He's back. He just checked.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Yep,
gonna
I'm
do
right
this spike growth,
Cool.
and I'm gonna do it. I'll show you because
Sure.
So
Reed said you had
20
template.
foot. Yeah, 20-foot
So-
radius.
20-foot radius for the spike growth.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So like that.
So you want a template for that? I can do that.
Yeah. So
Because it sticks around, right?
right.
Yeah. Hang on.
So this whole area, so that they just have to walk through, and I will pop it, and then it'll roll.
So like that. Let's see. Is that right? Yes, that is right. 20-foot radius. There you go. So I will give you. Let's see if I can get
Back.
permission to move it.
Okay.
Oops. Presence character controlled by all players. There you go. All right.
Okay.
So you can move it around wherever you want.
All right.
We'll make it green since it's spike growth.
So kind of like that, so that they have to just walk through it, and every 5 feet they walk, they have to take the 2d4. So I'll go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
I'll do it on the computer if I can
Nice.
get it to work.
All right.
So yeah.
So it comes up underneath their feet essentially. Spike growth. Let me look.
There we go.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Ooh,
nice.
Look at that.
That's awesome. 6 damage.
6
That's
damage.
spectacular. All right, so
They take 6 damage every square.
Don't know why I did the melee.
I have
What?
no idea why I did all that.
-5 wisdom? What is going on?
That's, I don't know. It's dumb. I'll look at this one too. But
I
it's
think you just turn it off so that
not
it's
10
because it should
damage.
just be. It should just be it should just
I
be.
remember I was rolling with my dice, so I started
I know.
rolling on the computer, so I haven't changed anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Gregory,
I
it's
did it
just
with my
the
fireball.
6, not the +4.
because it has
And-
spell
Right,
attack.
right, right.
Forget
and
about
spell
the
save.
melee, whatever. 'cause
no,
that's
I
stupid.
got that. Yeah.
So I will fix it. Looking at it.
Oh wow,
Great.
there's no freaking save. That's
Nope,
terrible.
no save. They just walk and take 6 damage every 5 feet that they walk. So
And
I'm
it's
hoping they die as before they even get to the door.
Every 5 feet they move is 10 feet because it's difficult terrain too.
Oh yeah, it's difficult terrain. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, they'll go slow.
But
They'll-
you think they'd
they'll
sort of
die
realize they're
slowly.
getting cut to pieces and stop moving?
Maybe.
They
Yeah.
might. We'll see. Let's see.
All right,
And
so
then they're
I was
just stuck in the-
5,
just like-
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, and then I go back to there.
That is.
And I
crazy.
say,
What a.
I
cool
say,
spell.
thank you, Farron. I was gonna go ahead and do Sneaking Cloud, but when you said that, I said, oh yeah, I forgot I had that. And there you go.
Awesome.
Well, honestly, I killed all the stench in there anyway, so they're probably, that's probably worse.
They might smell worse
What's
themselves.
this smell? It smells good, and I hate it.
Burned
Don't
away
smell
the-
anything. It's
nasty-
terrible.
All right, they're not
I
wise,
burned them
nor are they
nasty.
intelligent. So they're just gonna probably just charge right through. And let's see how this goes. You're done, right, Kara?
Yeah, oh yeah,
All
completely.
right, super.
I did
All
back
right,
up
so
and
the
everything.
ogres are up. So first and foremost, the dude that's in there, the spikes shoot up through the ground, and he already takes some damage. Oh, I gotta move that to the back.
Oh yeah, they don't even see it. I don't think, right?
So-
They'd have to take a
If
perception
if
check.
they see
So he.
any creature that can't see the area at the time of the casting. So
Ah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say they could all see it, but they still are dumb, so they probably don't realize that it's a problem.
yeah, someone blew them up. It's like, oh, kill that guy.
-6. So he's I'm gonna give him a saving throw to see if he's can just figure out that he better not move, but he doesn't have much of a chance with your DC. So we'll see. Yep, he doesn't realize it. So he tries to take a step forward and literally falls over on the ground because he's like oh, and just falls face plants into the spikes.
Nice.
The next one similarly doesn't understand that there's an issue, so he takes a step forward. So there's 5. That's -6. And then another 5. He's gonna try to step around this guy. That was 10. So well, whatever. Yeah. So I'm gonna give him another. I'm gonna give him a saving throw when they get close to death. Just for fun, to see if they recognize that if they just stop, they won't die. Nope. So he pretty much does the same thing. He takes 2 steps forward and falls into the spikes, a bloody mess. The leader here seems to be pretty pissed off, so he gets what the hell is their movement? Is it 40? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so he's gonna move forward, 5, 10. So there's his first 6. 15.
yeah. I guess they would notice when they start stepping on stuff, even if they didn't notice earlier.
Right. 20. So he's just getting whittled away. This is hysterical.
Oh yeah, that's right. The terrain. That's right. You said that, didn't you?
25.
It's difficult terrain.
It's difficult terrain, so they
Yeah.
lose some of their movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says the area becomes difficult
Difficult
terrain.
terrain. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So So he's shit.
So he probably won't take as much
So he'll be
damage,
there. I'll give
but
him
then he
6
won't
points
move
back.
as
6. So he's
Yeah.
far.
he's gonna stop there. He's kind of getting frustrated.
You put it on somebody when you don't want them to move. It's like, stay where you are.
Yeah, he's getting
It's gonna take you
pissed.
2 rounds to get out. And you're
He's
just gonna
trying to
die.
figure it out. So 5, 10, 15. Okay, -6, and then 15, and then 20, 25. And then 30, 35, and then shit. He's gonna stop there. I'm gonna also give him a saving throw to see if he stands his ground, which is gonna be hysterical. Probably not. Nope.
Wow.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20. There's his first. 20, 25. 30, 35. And he can't actually move any further. Let's see if he understands to stop moving. Come on, one of these guys should figure it out, right? Nope.
You would think.
They can't. It's kind of
You would
like
think.
they just can't. They just don't realize. Like these little spikes and barbs. Here's what happens. There's a pattern. So this is all stone floor, right? It's all hewn stone by dwarves, right? So it's not actual vines that appear, but it's as if the floor is now carved to look like vines. And the vines are just winding and winding across the floor. So it almost looks like it's just a pattern on the floor. But that pattern has these little sharp, pointy barbs of stone sticking up out of the ground, and it's like they can't figure out that it's what it is. They just don't understand it. So they keep walking forward and like, ow, ow, ow. So back to the top of the order.
Poor things.
Or they figure
Boslon.
out some of their spell approach, spell effect.
Yeah, right. They don't understand spells.
Those
They're
poor
not ogre
beasts.
mages. These are just regular ogres.
Oh,
And even
I
if they
almost
were
feel
ogre
sorry
mages,
for
they
the
would-
guys.
Oh, it's funny. This is a comedy of errors right here.
Well, if they're still stumbling around over there, I'm gonna shoot my crossbow again.
Yeah, they haven't barely made it across the room, so you can see one right in your face. I will forget about the half cover this time because he's right out in the open. Yeah, you
Oh.
hit, and I think-
That'll crush him.
believe it or not, he's still standing. But I by a thread, like between his feet
Poor thing.
and
I
the
feel so
shot.
bad.
Now it's just like you literally watching it. You can't see the I don't know. Can you see me? I mean, you're literally watching it. It's like wobbling around, like
Can I use my bardic inspiration to speed along the game and add a D8 damage to that?
You
Or
absolutely should, and that is enough to kill him. Because even if you rolled a 1, it would do it. Because that's all he had left.
because I already rolled a 1-1.
So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So all right. So
These poor guys. I feel so sorry for them.
you
all
put a
of a
bolt
sudden.
into his throat, and he kind of and falls over backwards into the spikes. All right, are you gonna stand your ground there then?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay.
All right, Farron, what are you gonna do?
Alright. I will come forward.
I will sit down and relax.
I'll go to there, and I'm gonna address the big dude, the one that looks like in charge,
Uh-huh.
and I will say, "Tell us what you're guarding, and you might live."
Give me an intimidation.
Intimidation.
All right, 13. He is going to. Let's see. I'm gonna give him just a regular wisdom save, which is miserable. Try to see if he can resist your. Oh yeah. See. So he replies. He points and he says, "We're making sure no one comes through that door, but you should have known that. So who are you?
Well, that's not very helpful. So we're the people that's going to kill you. So I
thing.
will then.
And he pointed to
Produce
this other door to the south.
Yeah. I was wondering what he was getting. He's just basically like, we're making sure nobody's coming through that door. It's like
That's exactly what
not
he
good
said.
enough. So I pull out a wand.
All right.
I can't flick it. Uh-huh.
Throwing some magic missiles his way.
I will give it a try.
I think you're having too much fun killing big beasts that seem like they're defenseless. I don't know. They're probably not, but that's what Kyra's thinking right now.
It's sort
They're
of like
just
fish in a
defenseless.
barrel right here.
Yeah.
I will
Poor things.
expend 2 slots. Hey, I mean, this is like quicker than.
I mean, they're only a challenge
wade
rating
through
2, and y'all are 6th
spikes.
level, so you know.
I know, but
It's like getting shredded.
even
This is a bit
still,
more.
Even a
won't be made.
handful of them is fairly easy for y'all.
5th. So that's 2, right?
So what are you doing now? You using the wand? How many charges?
Yeah. I'm just gonna use 2 charges.
All right.
That's 1st level. So it's a 2nd level.
All right. So keep track
That
of your
means it's
charges.
4. Yeah. I got 2 places. Radio. So it is. Let me roll.
So 2nd level. So 4.
40.
44 plus 1. Is that what it is? Where's magic missile?
44 plus 4 because it's
Right,
a D4
right,
plus
right.
1.
Sorry. Yes, that's what I meant.
So yeah, 16. Yikes.
Okay. And that was all centered at red.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So he just goes. Yeah, exactly. It's like this. He's like, and takes some damage. He's now bloodied. You can tell. He's looking rough and not too happy.
Kind of. Oh. Wasn't enough. Sorry. I guess you're just gonna have to. Sorry. Announce me back.
All right. Okay. Kalen is up, so he'll probably do similar. I think he'll just step up and say like, he says like, well, I must say, that other one was certainly the fattest ogre I've ever seen, but my goodness, man, you must be the dumbest. and do another vicious mockery.
Just salt in their many wounds.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my
there's
best.
any ones.
I'm probably not doing a great job of it, but I'm also doing my best to try to capture the flavor of Colin actually playing Kalen too.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Hopefully
You're
I'm
fine.
not too far off the mark.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, you're doing a decent job there.
So he's got another wisdom. Oh, nice roll! Nice 6 damage if he fails. So let's see what happens.
Oh,
my
he
goodness! He just barely missed. He almost saved. That's hysterical. Because he got a -2, so he rolled a 15, almost, but not enough. So he takes another 6 damage.
I was gonna say he has disadvantage, but he might not even be able to get here.
He has disadvantage.
Might not even
Yeah,
be able
he
to
has
get here.
disadvantage on the next attack. That's right. Yeah. And they don't have anything to chuck, right? Do they have they don't have javelins. Oh, they do have javelins. Damn it! I made a mistake because they probably would have started throwing them. So he'll back up again there, since this seems to be our plan of action.
Well, even if they did, I don't know if they'd be able to hit anybody. Oh, they might be able to hit
I would do the
Basilot, I
same
guess.
thing. I would give you guys like half cover or 3/4 cover or something, just like you guys had.
Oh, and I was thinking that I think Basilon was the only one who was
Uh-huh.
out in the open. I think we were all around the corner.
Sure. Yeah, for
So,
sure he can't.
Basilon, that would have been bad for him because he would have probably got all those javelins.
Cushion, if
Yeah.
they can hit him. All right, Kyra, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna come to the door and say, that offer still stands, but you kind of didn't say nice things. And even though I feel a little sorry for you, I'm just gonna put some fire in your face. and I'll
what was
just
the
produce.
offer? Just in case I missed it.
It was the what is behind the door, and it was like, we just said we were guarding it. It's like, all right, well,
Oh, what's
that's
behind the door? Oh.
yeah, that was what Farron said, and he was like, no, we're just supposed to guard it. Who are you? And it's
Well,
like,
didn't you say? He said, "What are you guarding?" He said,
Yeah,
right.
Same,
So-
yeah. And so my thought process, or what I'd be saying
Kyra,
for
I
my
see.
interpretation,
Yeah, I
for
follow.
Kyra would be like, so what are you guarding? You know, this is like, so what's back there? Like I said, so he said, what are you guarding? I said, what's behind the door? And it said, if you don't answer, then I will flame him in the face. And if he
What's behind
says,
the door?
if he does answer, like if he says something that's helpful, then I will not produce flame, but the spike growth will still stay up. So that'll be my gesture of sort of niceness. I don't know. I mean, spike growth is still up. So anyways, it's like, tell me or I'm going to put fire in your face.
So at this point, give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm trying to convince him to give up the goods.
Tell him and I'll be nice and not put fire in your face.
Right.
Where's it? Okay, I was trying to click on it. It was being slow.
No.
Persuasion. Oh, looks like I'm putting fire in your face. Because I can't persuade you.
Well, again, these guys are dumb as rocks. So.
You're dumb.
So
His
I'm gonna
name
give
is
him
Mater.
a charisma save, I guess. Let's say.
Show for Terminator.
Yeah.
And I rolled terribly. Wow.
Yeah. So these. So he says. How is he gonna respond? He's gonna say. Right. I don't know what's behind it. I just know that the Earth Prophet wants me to not let no one through the door. But no. I think I want to crush your head because you just killed me mates.
Oh.
Well, technically.
If you would have just not said the last bit of that, Kyra would have just walked back around the corner without produce flaming.
Farron's probably just like, well, technically, they killed themselves. He's just what he's thinking.
Because, I mean...
Let me see.
Because my thought process is like, hey, tell us or we're gonna do it. And then when he's like, hey, I don't know, I'd be like, okay, then I won't do it. But then he's like, but I'm gonna kill you. So then it's like, all right, well then you're gonna kill me anyways.
That
Then
was supposed to be a saving throw, but
if you're gonna kill me anyways,
all
then
right,
sure, I guess I will have to produce flame you in the face.
So then he starts crying.
Oh no!
It's like,
well then I might not do it then.
he's like, all right, don't hurt me no more. I only got one mate left now. I don't want to die.
So, if we don't hurt you anymore, will you be good little ogres and just stay here and play nice and not hurt any of us ever? And I will be inciting his response.
I imagine the other ogres kind of like the.
I'm not. Just so you know, I'm not going to take an action. Like I'm using this whole thing to try to convince them to be nice.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. He's like, he's just in so much pain right now that he just wants it to stop. Essentially, is where it's at. Like,
So I think that he's going to be good. Is my question.
He's not that bright though, so it's like, but he's kind of. Give me an intimidation check. Let's see how this plays. Yeah, I think that was pretty.
I imagine
I'm not good at intimidation.
The other ogre, I can't remember what it's off, but it's like where he like just like parrots everything the main one says. It's like, oh, really? We got one friend left. Yeah, one friend.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He looks at this dude and looks around the column and sees the other three lying on the floor. Oh yeah, only one friend left. Oh, this not so good, boss. And he's like he says, Oh, I'm just doing my job. I was told to not let no one through that door, and you didn't come through that door. But why'd you burn me and my mates?
Because I'm going to go through that door, and if you try to hurt us, then I'll have to kill you.
But
You don't want that, right? You want to be a good little ogre, right?
He says,
And then you can stay alive with your friends, and I'll even throw in 2 tasty rations, and y'all can just munch on them while we just go in there, and you just tell them when you see them that nobody came.
He starts like you can almost see the wheels in his brain. He's slowly trying to process it, and he's like he starts licking his lips. So does the other one. They like at the mention of rations, and they're like he says are you part of the Earth cult then?
No.
But
So you need to make a decision, because old Kyra is losing her patience.
so you can tell he's having this moment like having a moral dilemma, and he's like oh. And he looks back over his shoulder at the other one, and the other one's kind of like whimpering a little bit. He's like oh, all right, scary lady, we won't trouble you. We're gonna stay here, but can you make me feet stop hurting, please?
All right. If you promise you'll leave us alone,
He drops
will
his
no
club.
longer hurt you anymore.
He drops his club and his javelin. I promise. And he starts grinning like a absolutely ridiculous grin. I promise.
And
the other one just
inside, I totally
just
believe that they're telling me the truth.
Oh yeah, you can make an insight check, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty. Even without a check, you can pretty much tell that this guy doesn't. They've given up the fight at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna dispel it.
And like you said, every one of them.
I really do.
Right on. Yeah, everyone. Like at this point, they just like you said, the other one is just like parroting everything he's saying. It's
Okay.
Like the leader, let's call him, dropped his weapons and put his hands up. So the other one, like a moment, like he looks at him, he looks at you, and then a moment later he drops his weapons and puts his hands up, and he's just like nodding, like what he said.
Okay. So I went 15 show of faith. I'm actually gonna walk in there.
Sure.
20, 25, 30.
All right.
And I just look in my bag for some rations. Are they gonna try to kill me?
No, in fact, on their turn, they're like at this point, once they feel the like needles pull out of their feet, like they can tell that it's gone away. They actually start. They're like bowing their heads and moving backwards, like, oh, thank you for not killing us, and they're just backing away from you, like they're afraid of you now.
Okay. All right. So then I'll just throw them 2 rations, and Kyra says in Elvish, and after I throw them the rations, I turn and I said, I did say that I wouldn't kill them, and I walk this way or whatever.
And that's where we're gonna end it, because that's absolutely perfect. Well done, Kyra.
I said I wouldn't kill them. I didn't say anything about my party members.
I love it.
Well, cool.
We'll leave it till next time to see how that plays out.
All right. So I now have 4 less rations. 2 from earlier and 2 from now.
That's awesome. Well done. That was kind of fun.
And I think I gave 2 to them.
Yeah,
Kaylin and Beth. So
all right, fair.
I've got a whole
had,
bunch if
you guys had like restocked in their
yeah, I remember
storage room or their cafeteria room or whatever.
That's okay. I'm keeping track of it, and I'll put it in the sheet after.
Excellent.
We finish.
All right. Well, thank you all for a great session. That was loads of fun, and look forward to seeing you next time in the Kingdom of Agick. Come join us again. We will return, and we will have more crazy antics in the realm. So until then, keep rolling 20s.